gonna get that flyover, that oh so lovely flyover of Forge, and we're gonna have to settle this thing out. We have built both of these teams up and told exactly how they have to win it. Elevate playing with their natural selection squad, the EU, the NA, the 3 from LATAM versus the killer squad of UYU, and things are starting off.
All right, here we go. Kenny and TJ versus Gary and Crabyys up top. Now, Gary's is taking a lot of damage from down low. We see that cross coming in from the right, and he's flustered. Kenny gets an angle from him on the right, and we see a well-orchestrated initial out of UYU. That cross was coming all the way over from the home hill, by the way. So credit to Powerz there for getting a little damage in there.
I actually love the positioning of Power. Oh my God. He obliterated him. Deletion. Did his character even... Here it comes, he's gonna head down in. There's the shot and the rollback, and a triple cap domination comes through. Blaze, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. For everybody that's not up on their history of Gears Esports, Powerz on Forge is playing a position he was taught and built for by franchise way back when he broke out onto the scene on Echo Fox. They got really good at Forge early on, and they allowed Powerz to play the 1v across the home-to-home stretch at Incinerator because they know how good he is. If you get to the other opponent's home hill, look at those pillars that you're going to have to play with Powerz around. Do you really want to be in that fight against Powerz in that kind of closed at quarters?
No, that entire lower portion of the map is his town, okay? And he has a lot of space to work around with, outmaneuver you, put in some damage. And if you do not play at his pace, he will put out damage a lot quicker than you. And once he feels like he has a little leg up on you, he will head down and rush you and trade shots, you know, in between his route and just get the best of you. So beautiful play by him. And we also see as well, he's helping his teammates across map in the furthest fight towards control tower as well. Beautiful position. He's doing a great job. Let's see if we can do more.
Ooh, TJ got pulled into it. There's the trade out. Now a 1v1 comes through Gary versus Kenny. And the extra player comes up there, and I believe Gary had to rotate over. Praized is going to get one of his own as well as Powerz, so it's going to be up to Gary. He's in no man's land. Kenny can actually play this as slow as he wants because they can threaten the triple cap domination, and he's just stuck up there fighting the 1v. Powerz already here on the home hill. Crabyys is going to try to come in off spawn. There's the extra shot in. Praized is going to get revived out from Powerz, but now Powerz, he's going to have some help over the top. Bounce comes through. Melee once. He's not going to be able to get this second shot on the Dragonz until finally, and now the reach over. He got Kenny for a second, but Kenny stopped him.
Get away.
I ain't never done that in my life. I've never done it, Blaze. I've never done it.
Hey, man, I'm too slow to do that, okay? But these players in this lobby are some of the fastest that we've ever seen. It's the reason why you don't see a lot of manuals and grabs in competitive gameplay, because it's almost like a death sentence, all right? It's some better tactics to fight your opponent with. But I think the guy on Elevate who reached for the grab did it on accident. He just accidentally, he connected. Kenny just had the reactions to counter.
I just can't believe somebody tried to grab Kenny of all people. Like, you're going to expect him not to know the button input to stop the over-the-cover grab. I was sitting there watching it from that third person. I saw Kenny's Kate character just smack the hands down like a bouncer at a club. It's like, get off me, son. Get out of here.
Been sent. Get away. All right?
Coming here into the third. We're already in the third round. It's been about 2 minutes in this one already, and the top control fight has been played pretty perfectly by UYU. And look at the way that Elevate's going to try to bait him out. They're going to play around the bottom of the map. It's going to be a 3v1 on Powerz. Go to the bottom of the map. We got to see if Powerz plays this defensively, if he gets back or gets some help, because right now Elevate has control over the B hill, but they still have the pressure at the home-to-home stretch. They left Powerz in a 1v3, and Powerz has played his life pretty perfectly. He's now taking a 1v1 against Xplosive, but Xplosive finds out that Powerz had some help when he gets out of dodge.
Yeah, Powerz tucked himself in spawn. Didn't want to get too far away from his home hill in case he had to make a play in that direction. Now, he gets to wrap around here. His teammates are already in position. He manages to get a kill before he goes down, and he may crawl to safety as well. But you will have players from Elevate rush over to get the kill, and rightfully so. You got to kill him when it's time, but TJ, he was waiting in the wings. Now, UYU, B hill, C hill, locked in for now. And they got players rotating around mid-map to get up top control and B control. Elevate's about to get caught off guard here.
They're You're going to see Crabyys get one shot chunked out. Kenny's going to get that kill. Xplosive there at the front side. They're in that area of B where there's the 4 little pillars. There might be a 1v1 breaking out up on top. I believe Dragonz might be the only player to challenge it, but he's going to have top control tower in just a moment, unchecked and unchallenged to be able to lancer around the map. Gary's going to get one kill there in the middle, but he's going to go down. Nobody's going to be able to get the kill on him. We're going to have a revive chain come through. Gary's hops. He's going to be able to get the safety. His teammate is as well. I believe that's Nero, and it's going to be a 5-man push across the home-to-home stretch. UYU, they might want to try to sneak somebody in the middle of the map because 4 members of Elevate are on their home hill now.
Yes, they are. And Elevate should have this round locked in. Yep. They had an opportunity at a 1v1 at B. That player couldn't get the touchdown low. In the end, Elevate, they found a response there in that round. And, you know, and good job to them because for a second in the mid game, I thought they were looking kind of lost there. You know, Crabyys got caught out in the middle. You know, his teammates didn't have any lancer, any coverage at all there towards that B portion of the map. And but they still managed to regain in the end. So weapons are going down. UYU got 2 loadout utilities for the front spawns. And then they're going to automatically put the drop shot up top. Elevate did get a Marksa down, but we'll see how this works out because they can upgrade that to a Torque going into the next.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say it. UYU, the only reason they lost the last round was because they couldn't rotate fast enough over to help Powerz, and the pressure came in so early and they had so much map pressure that it killed them. Now UYU puts that drop shot down. They say, hey, guess what, big boy? You got to play the top side of the map now. We're going to force your hand. And even though 2v1, they take out Powerz, UYU is going to have the drop in the hands of Kenny. He's going to be able to rotate this wherever he so pleases. UYU could take control over B, set up, and try to slowly chip away at the home-to-home defense of Elevate. Xplosive will be waiting first in the wings. He's going to pull up on Powerz. Good first shot. Won't be able to connect the second one, but so well. Xplosive's flash in hand. We'll try to throw one out at Kenny. He's got the Marksa as well. There's the drop. It's going to get the kill on Xplosive instead of Nero. And here comes Gary to try to help out. But Powerz has got one. That's a gruesome twosome. That's the 2v from Reciprocity coming over that helped to win so many championships. And don't forget about the King of New York still being my main man, Praized.
Yeah, you can't forget about him. He's gonna always have the crown and the golden Tims of the region. Nobody's taking it from him. Now, you see him able to quickly take out Dragonz there mid-map. UYU shall get control over the B hill. They got their home hill locked in. Multiple members of Elevate down low. They're extended from their home hill towards their opponent. And they also got some players up top for a bit of control. Now, Elevate, we see them kind of making some adjustments here. They want to try to keep this up top control and get a decap on B. Xplosive makes quick work out of Crabyys, and now he has the Lancer angle to be able to put some focus fire down low, assist his teammate Praized with the Lancer, and they are doing a good job at preventing this B hill from getting decapped. But Xplosive, he has to take this 1v1 against Dragonz, and Dragonz being able to distract him led to his team capping up that B hill. But here comes UYU.
They're coming right back at it. They've got a couple of kills already, and they're going to rotate Powerz up here to try to rotate, get some shots onto Dragonz, help get that kill. That solidifies that respawn drop shot. So even though Elevate is trying to push across from home to home, there is going to be the big opportunity for the secondary drop pick. Praized goes down. They could go for this revive by Nero, and they are going to get it. I don't believe anybody had. There it is. Xplosive finally gets the respawn drop in hand. Not sure if they're going to be able to use it to get any kills just yet, or if they're going to have to try to get the kills here at the B hill to try to re-solidify them. Short range one comes out, a little bit wasted there. Not going to be able to get any kills. Powerz rotating around the back. Here comes the flank.
All right, that's a great kill there by Xplosive. Praized is able to clean up his. That's a 2-man advantage for UYU. They lose Xplosive. They might lose Praized as well. Nero's going to miss this shot. He trades off with TJ. B hill getting decapped, and this is a must-win round for UYU, especially with the drop shot being their main placement. They can get into some serious trouble when it comes down to the placements going into the next round if they do not take this one.
Last round of the half, and 3 members of Elevate are on their final life. Dragonz, Gary, and Crabyys. Great marks of fire out by Crabyys, but not going to be able to get that down just yet. Praized is going to have to get rotated up on. Kenny now playing back. He has to find 1 kill. Any kill for the side of UYU is going to be big, but they've got all the kills here at B, and now they're pressing up. It looks like, I believe, Xplosive is rotated over and has decapped at least the home hill of Elevate. Forcing their fight, and TJ even gets the, or excuse me, Xplosive gets the kill.
Elevate.
They come away. They did come away with it. 2-2. My
so,
God.
yeah, a player had to overextend on the home hills to get the decap. They played for the decap on Elevate's home, but in that process, Elevate was able to pull away with the lead. Now, I said it was crucial because Elevate already has a front spawn loadout. That's great. They get a free torque bow. Now, UYU, the last round, putting that drop shot down, they didn't have to worry about an incinerate grenade blocking them off or slowing them down. So that was one big reason why I felt like they had to take that round away so they can start catching up on some placements here towards the late game. But now, you ask me, Elevate has a clear advantage with those 3 bows.
We're going to see what Elevate can do with those 3 possible shots. You're going to see, I believe, Xplosive rotate straight in to try to get that power weapon. Here we go with a 3v3 up top. Here it already revving. Smokes out, flashes out, trying to make things as hard as possible. TJ is going to go down as well as Praized. The reinforcements from UYU up top. Not going to be able to do anything just yet. There they go with the actual runaway. They're full red. Xplosive tries to turn around. They're both going to get wiped off. Elimination, domination ticks through. Elevate takes the lead, 3-2.
Oh man. Now, Colin, I could be mistaken, but you can't add no extra ammo to that weapon on the side, right?
I do not believe you can. I think you can just half the time. All
right, good. You can just half the time, which is pretty much added extra ammo if you ask me. That's exactly what they're gonna do. So they'll get their 6 shots in 150 seconds. Now, UYU, do they go Marks or do they go Incinerate Grenade? That's my next question. If they go in, okay, they're going for the bow. They says, you know what? We'll just play the bow for now. We're gonna have to win some difficult rounds, but when we get our torque bow, we'll have a little advantage when it comes down to our loadout utility. But by that point, Elevate will still have a little bit leg up because I think that's going to be their next weapon placement going into round number 7.
There's the flashes. TJ can't get picked here early. That's one of the things that was the quick demise of UYU. TJ getting chunked off the rip and actually allowing for that. But yeah, TJ instead kills Kenny.
Off the rip.
Oh no, that's a huge problem.
About the rip in the helm. Oh, what the kind of drop was that?
There's the rotate. Oh, UYU is losing it in the fog of war, and that's the last thing I ever thought I'd say about an Xplosive-led team is that they can't find themselves, that they're not able to take control over the chaos.
Man, and you know, TJ just like dropped his controller there for a second. The team kill, the drop shot, all of it. Now, Elevate, the whole team is about to get torque bowls if this thing progresses any longer. They're in great positions. I think Xplosive is getting very aggressive. He shouldn't be leading his charge. He should be revving bowls in the background if he has them. But now his teammates are getting caught off guard. And UYU, they're like, you know what? We just got a prime opportunity. Capitalize off their over-aggressiveness. They've just been blessed to play.
See Kenny now push in. He's going to get some Lancer fire onto Dragonz, but it's not going to be near enough to get the down. He might be able to push in and get some shots on, but the down comes through from somewhere else on the map. I believe Powerz was able to get the shots onto him and get the down. There's the bow in the hands of Gary. He's going to be revving it, waiting for Kenny to push in. Shot over the cover. He's not going to be able to find anything just yet. 1 torque wasted, down to 2 rounds left. Multiple members of Elevator coming off of respawn. Meanwhile, Xplosive is 1v1 top side of the map in that control room. Gary gets the call out on one member. I believe it's Praized coming off of respawn. They got to go for the 2-to-1 hill break here, but Gary is guarding the E-hill with both his life and the torque. Here comes the quick rev and the shot out. 2 torques out, 2 bows missed. Third one connects though with Praized, and that's going to even the odds up here at the incinerator.
All right, Elevate got 3 members in this area. They got the man advantage with that down on Kenny. Elevate needs to take a 2v1 against TJ. They just got the kill cleaned up. Great dodge there by Nero. Beautiful play. Now, E-Hill's in favor of Elevate. They're going to be on top of the home, but they get the elimination victory there at map point. 4 rounds in a row, Colin. UYU has so much control after the first 2, but not winning that drop round really screwed them.
And this is one of the things that we talked about earlier. Like, whereas I wanted Rise to place the drop early and just try to get what they're favorable with, I think it's the exact opposite with UYU. They were winning the fights early with those natural weapons. I mean, we talked about it back in Gears 4. I told you all the way back at my first event in New Orleans. They gave me my favorite quote of all time. They said, if it's going to come out to those default weapons, Nasher, Lancer, and Snub, we have the best on the planet to use. And I don't know why they would put the drop up there just to get the attention back there. Maybe, but like, I just think they should have just re-rotated. Maybe change up their game plan around the rest of the map. and force the fight elsewhere. But the 4v4 comes out. A couple of kills coming through for both teams. Xplosive, though, with a three-piece with a little bit of help from Praized, will solidify for Nero. Last alive for his squad, but this is a quicker respawn round now. We're deep into this thing, and they're going to be able to come off of respawn to re-challenge the players of UYU.
Now, we'll see if, now we have both torque bowls locked into this round. Well, we got the torque bow and the Marksa locked coming into this round, and Elevate chose to do that. They did not want UI. They wanted to get a chance against UYU without them having that torque bow on the map because they were enjoying the fight that they had. Now, the drop shot, that's a double there for Praized. And Hillman Xplosive this entire round, Colin, they've been turning up.
You're going to see Praized reload it real quick. He's going to be waiting for anybody to try to push to those cog wheels. Crabyys hiding out over here at his home hill. Back gay onto Kenny. Excuse me, on the home hill of UYU. He's hiding out in the control room. He's going to get taken down and out. 4 members of UYU in the area. Here comes Xplosive through the mid-cut fight. And I think UYU has to be cautious here. They can't lose the round, but they can't overinvest either to try to force this next round. Force this next round, you might have to chalk it and just go to map number 2, because if this thing goes the distance, you've already got TJ down to 1 and Kenny down to 1, whereas Gary's the only one sitting on 1. Xplosive sitting all the way up at 3. There's a down onto Dragonz. Good 2v1 at the top of the control room by UYU. They've got Crabyys in front of them. They get another kill on him. That could help force this to go to at least a 7th round. They've got the 2-to-1 hill advantage. They've got the positioning, and they are going to get back in the point lead here very quickly if things stay exactly as they are.
All right, now Xplosive is in a command tower. He is calling out. He's making call outs, peppering up everybody here in the lobby. He's letting his team know that we have a win condition. Watch out for the guy in underpass. He may try to flank. Number 1 is watching him. Kenny has eyes on him. Xplosive finds an angle, but he doesn't want to shoot just yet. He could have shot, but he said it's not time yet. It's not time. And it just shows how much discipline he has. He's going to have to focus with TJ up top in this fight, and they're going to be able to pick up the first kill. He goes down, but this is where TJ can capitalize and make the play for his team, and he will.
He had to come away with that win. He was getting peppered up from the bottom. That's that coordinated team push out. There's the triple cap domination. It's going to be threatened to 4-3. We will go to round number 8, ladies and gentlemen, and UYU might have found their footing in this, but it came off the back of a tremendous initial. Xplosive with 3, Praized with 1 to his credit, forcing Nero around the map to get at least the cap at the incinerator and then back up for his teammates to come off the spawn. Yes, sir.
Do you go for loadout utility, or do you start building up in a scenario grenade down low? Blocks already used. If you elevate.
Extra utility. You want to bring the flash right into that fight. You don't want to bring the extra stun. There's no way in hell you don't bring that extra stun up there to try to force UYU to be with their hands over their eyes as long as they can.
I think that's what they've been missing in a few of these engagements that just went past, and they needed that extra loadout, and that was the right play for them. They'll still have an opportunity to possibly build something down low. It's only going to be 1 weapon placement left if we do go the distance. It comes down to this fight, and we do see some smokes here brought to the party, but TJ takes a super wide angle, gets the down. He has help from his teammates. The power weapon went in favor of UYU. That was the drop shot, but the torque bow down low from Xplosive came clutch. And the drop shot's finally going to get acquired, and it's going to get dropped back, and they're going to put it in the hands of Kenny, and that's exactly where it needs to go.
Xplosive is going to try to get another pick up top. He's going to be pressured up onto by Powerz, though. Half red now, but the extra help comes over. That's 3 to 4 members of Elevate in the area of the E-Hill. All Kenny can do is kind of sit back, relax, and watch for the rotations to come out. They're going to get inside the E. I believe they have the button press, which will stop the D-cap, which will stop the cap up. It'll get a kill on Xplosive as well. But Nero, he sneaks one onto Kenny, which will take care of the drop and put Kenny down to 1 respawn in this round. They are going to have to play picture perfect if they want to send this to a round number 9, because TJ, he's going to have to come out of no man's land and try to help out at the home hill onto Dragonz.
UYU is going to have to find Gary's. Gary as well. He has 1 respawn. Kenny's going to be playing his life, so he's on the home hill. The rest of his team is going to be mid-map, looking to get control over E. And so far, they're doing a fantastic job, but they need to be careful because that new torque bow just came up. And now we're about to hear it's going to be in the hands of Crabyys, and he's revving it.
I think Crabyys just got killed off by TJ. Beautiful sneak by TJ through the cogwheels into the security. He gets rotated up on. Great quick roadie strafe movement out of TJ as well to stay alive. He's going to save Xplosive as well for just a moment. But the extra rotation comes through. Gary on his final life in the round. Unsure if you want to push into that next fight, big fella, because that's going to get you down. That's going to get you out. And that's going to give UYU the elimination domination round number 9. Here we come.
All right, here we go. All tied up. And man, this series has delivered so far. I love the adjustments that each one of these squads have made as we have had the awesome pleasure of going through this map with them. Now, what's going to be this last placement? It's the last one on the map. You can go center line if you want to. UYU most definitely is going to have their torque bow. But what does Elevate do? Because maybe there's the 2 flashes. 2 flashes is the best thing in which I can see them getting.
I want to see Elevate
more ammo,
incendiary or frag in mid lane.
Okay,
Force.
that's a good one.
They're going to go for the secondary home. They're going to go for the secondary home. They're hovering over. They go for the smokes to try to cloud up the vision. I wanted to see them spread the fight because now that the weapon placements were evened out throughout the map, they've started losing rounds again. I wanted to see them change up the fight yet again because that's what UYU's weakness has been in this map, is when the fight has been changed without their permission.
Yep. But when you play into their hands, man, that's the trap. That's the deck. That's the hand you don't want to be dealt. Now, TJ off the rip, playing off his left hand. Nero gets the first down on Xplosive. Powerz with the bow from downtown. Splash damage against the back wall. Crabyys finds 2, make it 3, and make it 4. Powerz, last man left. Are you going to go for the 1v1?
Not enough time. Oh, I was going to say he has to press up just to try to force Xplosive to make a decision and possibly get their torque bow off the map. There's the snub out from Xplosive. They're going to press up on these few members of UYU that are off of respawn.
Aggressive.
Kenny is one of them as well. Kenny is in that box area. Curious if they're going to get the call out on him to try to get him wiped off the map. Gary's already on his last life, but you can see it is Kenny who has to stay alive for the longest time for UYU. Missed drop shot at Xplosive, makes him pay. Shot over the cover, gets the kill. Gary's has to be careful. I can't stress that enough. That's why he went to that top control button, took himself out a lot of these fights, because all he's going to be able to do is Lancer into this one. Xplosive has to roll back now and play for his life, but he's going to get one, bounces up, almost gets the second, but taken down by Xplosive.
Crabyys did so good off the initial, but his power weapon players all crapped the bed. Xplosive got too aggressive with the torque bow. The drop shot miss got chunked. And that advantage that Elevate built up into the earlier portion of this round is gone. Now, UYU, they got control of the map, and they got the torque bow in Kenny's hands.
They're going to go for this kill here in the back. They're not going to be able to get it just yet. The splash damage doesn't come through. It just gets him full red. Dragonz is finally going to go down. Praized, though, has another fight to take. They're slowly pushing in one by one to take these fights. Kenny's now in a 3v1. He's going to be on his last life. Gary has lived this entire time, by the way. So that is still now tied up. Dragonz will be on his last life. So the respawn advantage goes back in favor of UYU. If you ask me, they got to find one of 2 players to possibly make this a 4 versus 5 and force the hand of Elevate to win another fight. Powerz, though, pushing in on Crabyys. Won't be able to get that kill just yet. There it goes in favor of him. He'll be on his last life as well. Things are setting up for UYU to make a last gasp push and get the round in their favor. But the cross out onto Powerz was perfect.
Oh, that's a double
and Praized
down.
gets taken down. And a third shot from Nero gets another.
What a play. UYU had to win that fight. Now, number 4 has to push the home hill. He has to win that if UYU want any opportunity in this round. They got the respawn. They got to defend, but the kills are coming through. 4 is dead. Nobody's close to the hills, but TJ, that was big. The whole hill is here.
Praized is out. Dragonz, Gary, Craby, all still in this, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody for UYU on their final life. TJ, though, will finally kill off Nero, who will be on 1 life, and he'll have the torque. They've got to get kills, and they got to get them quickly. Down to 25 seconds, and with no decap on E, that damage is not going to be enough, but the back A will be. That'll get at least the down. No, it won't get the kill. They're not going to be able to clean it up. Kenny's out. 3v5 official for Elevate. This looks like it's their map to wrap up.
Holy shit, Colin. What a play. But Elevate, they stayed tough in this one. 7 points needed. It's in. They come back. They lock in map number 1. We got a series here. I'm gonna have to give 10. Elevate come away with this one.
From here on out, Blaze. from here on out, if I am any team going up against UYU, they're going to have to choose between Reactor and Forge. Period. Point blank. It's the two maps they are shakiest on. Force them to play it. Force them to figure it out right now. Elevate gets the map 1 victory, though, on Forge. They win it 5-4 in scintillating, sensational fashion. I love the fact that Elevate, known early on for throwing lives away, stayed alive for so long in that final round and used their wolf pack to perfection. I mean, that was a masterclass on how to win round 9s with low respawn economy.
I don't know if I said it earlier in the show or if it was yesterday, but staying alive is also a skill set that players need to master. It's nice to get kills, but staying alive is a lot harder than getting kills. Now, we saw what Elevate was able to do here towards the ending portion of this round. It was, to kind of break it down a little bit more, Crabyys had a great initial. His teammates lost the drop, they lost the torque bow. The advantage shifted back in favor of UYU. But then that point on, we saw a fantastic play get made by Elevate, but then they got held off on the final kill by TJ on top of UYU's home hill. At that point, UYU still had an opportunity to win it, but the kills did not come through with the torque bow and the drop shot in which they had. We saw some splash damage get picked up there by Kenny, and that kill comes through. It's a lot of players who don't have any respawn. So we were in the late game. UYU would have just had to do a UYU special, and sometimes it's still a lot to ask for, even for them.
And it is a lot to ask for, and it's on the back of just some great living capability. And like I said, we saw, and one of our own right here on the analyst desk, nobody's better at playing their life and living longer to be annoying to an opposing team is Ribs. Right here in this final highlight, Kenny gets that back A. He doesn't get the kill, has to retract and go for it again. It's just those little breaks. It's those little things in the matchup that go against you that you have no answer for, because what are you going to do against missing that final shot to try to even up the odds, to try to even up the ability to get the 4v4, maybe a 3v3? I mean, it's just one of those things. It's one of those things where people have to understand going forward in these matchups. If you're playing against UYU on Forge, change the fight on them. That's literally 3 times in that match the fight was changed in some way or another. Whether it be the drop shot goes up top because Elevate changes the fight, and then Elevate has a torque bow and it forces you to go down low, and then Elevate has extra smokes and a torque bow in Xplosive's hand. It makes you just continuously think, and they didn't adjust in mid-game. They've got to go back-to-back maps now, Asylum and District. They got to come away with victories on both of them. If I'm Elevate, I'm feeling good. And if I am UYU, I might even be feeling shaky. I mean, you do not want to lose against a team like Elevate and continue to drop down those standings.
Nah, you do not. You do not, especially after the loss that came off last week against Carnage. UYU cannot take that. At that point, I'm afraid of what's going to be happening in their camp, because somebody needs to take that hit. The finger's going to get pointed somewhere for them to be having a success in which they're having, which is very little here at the kickoff of the Pro League. And this is our biggest and baddest Pro League ever. Everybody is preparing to take a crack at these guys. We're seeing how everybody is playing at their best against them. They're not giving them any room to breathe and make adjustments. It's some hard fought matchups here for UYU. But hey, getting ready for the major, I'm pretty sure they don't want it any other way. They would love to be undefeated, love to be up there with PK, but currently Vanquish is holding their spot, okay, up there in the top 2. Now, we'll see as we head here into Asylum what type of adjustments UYU are going to make, because, they can definitely come back in this series. And with them losing that map the way that they did, I'm pretty sure all 5 players will be playing at 110% going on Asylum.
And I look at it this way. UYU, they're a lot like Rise. They practice and play for the majors. They want to win the big tournaments. Winning these week-to-week battles might not mean as much to them, but they've been shaky. This is not even preparation for a major. This is a completely different side of UYU that we've seen. We talked about it a lot in the offseason. We can't harp on it, but so much. The loss of mental is just, it's astronomical. People people don't realize what it is like to lose one of the literal greatest players to ever pick up the game.
Ever play.
I don't care how good TJ is. Like, I love TJ. I've loved him since I first met him way back when on Nimbus. But it's just ridiculous to say, all right, look, we're not asking you to be mental, but we've got to figure out across 5 players where to make up those kills, those assists, those decaps, and that clutch play ability. I mean, it is unbelievably hard to do that across even 5 players to spread that out evenly.
And now I think after, a few weeks here into our league, we're seeing how much of a role mental really played on this squad. We knew the whole team was good. And we also said that even when they lost them, they were still in a good position to still be the best. But teams aren't as scared of them anymore as they used to be without Billy Goat on their squad. They're looking at them differently. It's a lot of side eyes towards UYU. And they're going to have to straighten them eyes up and correct this.
And the only way to do that is to kind of put their foot down, to start making the right movements, the right decisions going forward, and the right rotations. And it's got to start on Asylum. They can't just let these matches keep getting away from them, no matter how it is, whether it be somebody changing the meta. Maybe they're playing on a map they're shaky, because you're not going to continue to get a perfect map pool every single time. You're going to have to figure out these other maps. It was their big knock early in the season when it was like, hey, look, if we don't play him on Exhibit and we don't play him on, I think it was Training Grounds early in the season, it was like, we can pretty much beat UYU. And then they spread their map pool out. They got better at most of the maps. And now it's, okay, now we can go at them on Icebound. We can go at them on District. And now all of a sudden things get changed up. Now it's we can't go at them against Exhibit, and we take Exhibit out. Now we can go at them on Forge or Reactor, and it's just one of those things where the knock on UYU has been their map pool. It's continuing to be a thorn in their side. I don't know how or when that gets figured out, but it's got to be sooner, much rather than later, if they don't want to see themselves being talked about as an afterthought.
Man, and the UYU that I know, it didn't matter what map they played for me. Like, I just felt like they were just so good. If they got into open space with you, if they got the 1v1s, that they had enough brain power there to play their numbers, rotate, find an advantage in any given situation, and win the rounds, win the maps, fight themselves out of some difficult spots. We've seen them do it before. Even with teams picking Icebound on them last season, we still saw UYU find a strategy that works for them to come out and get some victories over there. But, now it's the toughest season in which this roster has had. It's the toughest season in which Xplosive has had in a long time. So you're going to really see these guys evolve their gameplay over these next few weeks. I'm curious to see what type of adjustments are going to be made and when they peak out and start streaking. Because we haven't seen them go on a win streak in a while, even between emergence days in the league. Usually by now, they're already won like 6 straight matches in a row at some point. They've already reminded the teams how dominant they are coming into the season. But man, this engine it starts up here and there, but it doesn't rev.
I can't talk to kind of how it feels, because I've never played at that kind of a level like Xplosive. I've never been a professional Gears player, and I sure as hell have never had kind of that duo that's also a professional that I can look to. I could say, like, if I lost you or PR, I'd probably cry for a few weeks in a dark room and I would never know what to do with myself ever again. I can't imagine what it must be like for Xplosive since the time he became probably one of the 3 or 4 best players on the planet, that every time he rolled out of spawn, looking to his left or his right was one of the other 3 or 4 best players on the planet. And now you look around and you're like, I still got some good ones, but my goodness, missing that boy has got to be hard on him.
Now at this point, you're like, even in the back of his head, even if he won't say it, I know he's looking like, what have I lost? Okay. What was it? Was it in summons? Was it in mental? Because that was the original trio of this squad. It was them 3. Now that's gone, and he's created. I would say the new trio is him, Praized, and Kenny now. That's probably a new one, but the gruesome twosome is Kenny and Powerz. TJ is the new kid on the block, and maybe Praized is just his duo out there. But regardless of, they're still a 5-man unit. It's 5 great players here, and we praise Xplosive for being one of the best IGLs that we've ever seen. And now he gets to show his worth with this new team. And it's going to be his greatest test over the last 3 seasons for him and his coach Ashes to put this team back on top. From this point forward,
I was trying to think.
What happens in the series.
Last 4 seasons since like season 2 of UE.
We 2 of Gears. Yeah,
season 2 of UE, the 2 seasons of Gears 4, and the first season. The last 4 seasons for Xplosive. He's had that guy. We saw a flash in Forge. Remember when I was talking about how Powerz rotated over to help Kenny when he had the drop, and they took that 2v2 in the spawn area? That's the kind of chemistry that we used to see out of Xplosive. Xplosive might rotate somewhere on the map, and lo and behold, here comes Mental. They had that chemistry. Now you see it, Kenny and Powerz. They have that chemistry. They know how to rotate around each other. They know how to play around one another. And I know that comes with a lot of reps where they had on reciprocity. But I think one of the things that we have to take a look at is how those other 3 players now play around that twosome of Kenny and Powerz. How do TJ, Praized, and Xplosive rotate around, play with those players? I want to see them get some more reps, maybe play closer to one another, maybe try to figure out their lane priority. But look, it's going to start right here on Asylum. They need to start that march to victory. They got to figure it out some way, somehow. I want to see them mix things up a bit. I want to see them get into the faces of Elevate and try to take some of that momentum back, because Elevate absolutely outplayed them for, I think, 4 rounds straight at one point in Forge.
Now, let's shift gears here a little bit, Colin. Let's talk about Elevate, because they just won map number 1 against them. Now they're coming into Asylum now. They are currently have a 40% win rate on this map, 2 out of 3. So the thing is, 2 out of 5. But the thing is that they have to stay composed here. They can't get too confident here against UYU. Whatever they did in that last map, they got to pick up where they left off, not get ahead of themselves, because we've seen before teams get maps up on big squads here, and they feel a little bit too comfortable. They're like, oh, we're good. We got the 1 map lead. We can kind of take our foot off the gas a bit. No, you have to take it up another level.
They're going to have to take it up another level, and they have to make sure that they don't fall prey to some of the extra strats that UYU can pull out on this map. UYU goes for the little 2-man advantage of the home hill, try to get that early point tick in. Now it's going to force Elevate to make the first move. You're going to see TJ and Power. You're going to see TJ at the bottom, and I like how Powerz is already pressured across the map. Powerz is going for the home-to-home stretch very quickly.
Yeah, he went for it. And then in the end, Elevate. They are now pressing up here towards UYU. 2v2 fight. Great shots here by Praized, but Dragonz puts himself in 1-shot range, but Praized, man, that's a straight battle that we don't see him lose too often here. And that's a good spread on Nero. He's going to have to push forward. He went for the wall cancel, but Nero was waiting for him.
I'm surprised Praized even took that extra 1v. They had people coming off a respawn. They could have forced members down toward that train track side. TJ's going to get the shot over the cover onto Xplosive and the kill. They're going to rotate down here into that overpass area. They get a second down and an out. That's once again TJ pressuring across the top of the entrance. They're putting members of Elevate into bad spots. Xplosive's going to go down. Dragonz pulls up back A onto him, but TJ, that's 3 in a row for him. Great stat line starting off map number 2 here on Asylum. Gary's going to bounce in, and he's going to be caught by Powerz, who was just waiting in the wings on that cover for him to bounce straight into his shotgun. They have the pressure up on A, but they're not going to go for it. They're going to pull back. They're going to go for the setup, try to get their 5th man back off of respawn and try to force Elevate to win this thing. I think 2v4, unless somebody else decides to respawn in and try to press back in.
Now Elevate will be at max respawns coming into this round. We'll see if Xplosive and Co can win the fight, and they don't win the fight. So Elevate chooses not to spawn in, but if they did, then they would have possibly came in. But in the end, UYU, it was a great round for them. Great recovery there in the mid game too as well. So they're off to a 1-round lead. Now, typically on this map, we may see some squads offset their nades. One team will put a shock down low, another will put a shock up top. And we can kind of tell with the smoke and the flashes. Now, with that intel, we can almost get the foresight of understanding that a big power weapon may go down here in a late game. So with smoke grenades going down at the lower secondaries, we know that incendiary grenades are coming soon. Also, if we do see a big power weapon like a drop shot, it's a strong possibility that it's going to go center pavilion or down low at track.
You're going to see a couple of people push into that pavilion, that back cave area. Dragonz is going to be the first one in there. He's going to try to go for the hop over and the shots on. And he is gonna just have to hunker down here because UYU has that top entrance area and the bottom entrance area to Lancer him out if he sticks his head up. And you see UYU trying to push across. They're gonna get downed and out here. You're gonna see two members of Elevate basically holding court back here. Nero and Craby need at least this last kill, but there's the answer back, and there's a double kill for TJ. He is really on fire in this second map early on. He is putting people on skates, and even though it looks like Elevate will try to go home to home, they have to worry about Xplosive inside of that area, that hospital area. Xplosive in there as well is going to be double shot on and taken down. Good click cleanup by them. 2-1 hill advantage goes right back into UYU's favor, and they set up to force Elevate to come off of respawn.
All right, great defense off the home hill. Elevate group and mid-map. They're gathering intel on where these players may be. This is a big fight here. Powerz is waiting. That's a good spread. Even better revive, but Powerz is a better player. Big double for him. He's kind of ticked off that last map. Oh, he missed his back A there a little bit. His teammate took a big shot, and now Nero looking to return the favor, but Xplosive too composed in the mid-map.
You're going to see the quick triple cap, or excuse me, not triple cap, the elimination domination. They were threatening the triple cap, but they get the final kill. 2 rounds in a row once again by UYU. But I don't want to say deja vu, Blaze, but deja vu, brother. All right, we are feeling basically the same way about map 2 that we were in map 1.
Yeah, because what the first thought that came in my head after that round, I was like, man, this could be a quick 5-0. But now you're reminding me, Colin. I felt the same way after the first 2 rounds in map number 1. But let's see. I think this is a completely different map for UYU than Forge. So let's see if they can keep this momentum. Yes, I know the play styles, the aggressiveness off the start. You're going to get some of those big battles at the track, some big battles at entrance that could favor Elevate. But we'll see what happens.
See Force shots over that little bench area, across that pavilion. I still have no idea what to call that. Somebody told me to call it like P1, and I was like, nah, man, P1's forever going to be top of clock tower, okay? You can't ever name anything P1 ever again,
well, hold up. Blood Drive first pillar is a P1.
So, okay, well, look, that's 2 of them then. Why do we need a third, Blaze? Come up with something original at this point.
It's just like heaven and hell. It's just universal call-outs, you know, a little bit. You gotta keep those in the game so that new players come in, they can quickly get on the same page as their teammates and be looking like this UYU squad here in the first 3 rounds. They don't get the trip cap domination just yet, but hey, they're playing together. They're on the same page. They know exactly where these guys are. They're gonna step into this home hill.
Oh no, Kenny with the rollback gets the chunk and the impressive kill. Multiple members off spawn. He gets another one off the bounce. Oh, goodness gracious. Good God almighty. That is 3 rounds quickly in a row. This is the UYU I expected in map number 1. I'm not going to lie to you.
All right. Yeah, this is the same one. I told you they was going to be kind of ticked off, man. They wasn't going to lose that last map in the fashion in which they did and come out here and have another lackluster performance. They are looking to make a statement going into map number 3. And so far, they're doing a great job. Weapon placements from what we've seen. We're going to get our, there we go. Okay. So we got the flashes up top. It looks standard from that moment. But in the last portion, we see Elevate choose to put the drop shot down first. And they're trying to group UYU. They're trying to group UYU up again so that they can have a better chance at winning the initial and having enough players down and accounted for them to get these trip cap dominations or elimination, because the last 5 of the 6 rounds of that last map was won by eliminations.
And there's that drop shot in to the middle. They're changing the fight. Elevate. They're trying to get back into this by making UYU make quick in-game adjustments. And Kenny says, I'm going to adjust your face. I'm going to put your nose somewhere on the ground behind that cinder block and take the drop shot off the map for a moment. But here comes the reinforcements. Power comes in, finishes off that one. He knows he's getting pushed at his home. He has to rotate over. They have a 3v2 over here. Nobody's in the area really to Lancer out. Everybody's going to have to take these double shot shotgun kills. And you're going to see Powerz. They get the clean up there. They get their home back. They still have the mid-neutral. Crabyys, though, waiting in the wings, down low. He's going to be underneath the overpass. Powerz is bouncing up, trying to get the back A. Styling on him.
You see
just
how cautiously Powerz approached that? He didn't know Crabyys was there, but he knew he had to check the corner. He checked it twice, and thank God, because that shot landed nice. So UYU, with the little advantage that they have, it's a 2-to-1 advantage. It's big in this moment. They got up top map control, center map control, and they got the right personnel downloaded to defend B. The Lancers are out. with that kill on Nero, I think UYU is probably even going to choose to play this one more passively, completely change the pace up on their opponent because they see how desperate Elevate's playing and try to make some big plays and get back into this game.
You see Xplosive here on that mid pillar. He's going to see that two members of UYU are in front of him. UYU actually has the angle. That's the nerdy angle that I keep talking about every time I get a chance to sing the praises of it. No, so by the way, it's Praized in that angle, able to shoot into the B hill. Look at all the damage they put out, easily getting these downs at the tracks, cleaning up two. Nero last alive for Elevate down here, trying to control that mid-cut area for the drop shot. Here comes the rotation out. He's going to try to go for the shot over the cover. Powerz is not going to fall for it for the first shot, but he does fall to the second. There's the kill. There it is. The victory comes through. 250 points on the scoreboard, and that is 4-0, a massive lead for UYU in map number 2. If they can shut this down 5-0, they take the momentum and they take possibly the heart right out of Elevate.
They're not playing around at all. No games. They're playing a game, but this ain't a game really, Colin, if you think about it, okay? At this point of Gears Esports, this is life for some of these players, and they are not going to let somebody come and try to take some money out their pocket.
Well, I mean, even at the end of the day, even if it's not money, I've met Xplosive. I've met Kenny. I've met Powerz. There's pride in those boys' chest. I've met Praized. Yep. That man wants to be known as one of the best to ever do it. He won that MVP way back when in UE, and he keeps hearing people forget about him and forget about his name. So I'm pretty sure they're back to try to lay claim. That's the kind of pride and passion I always speak on, that I want to see these players. Gears brings it out of us when we get to land. They need to start bringing it out here online so that we can see these players play at the top of their games at the best of their ability, round in and round out.
Forget his name. Forget it. How can we? Hell, like you said, one of the best to ever do it. Praized been making big plays for his team in this series, man, and he is one of the most consistent players that we have ever seen play Gears of War. Now, his team is going to need him here in the last round in which they went on this map and go on into the final map. Currently, nobody has been able to cap a hill so far. They have to focus on drop shot control down low. It's in the hands of Elevate, and they get a double with it. Dragonz representing EU Gears, trying to bring his team back in this one, and that's a good start.
You're going to see Crabyys try to push up onto Praized. Praized is waiting in the wings for him, though. Gets the easy kill on him. And while Elevate has the 2-1 hill advantage, you see Dragonz as well with that drop shot. The retake will come out. Dragonz will be stunned out twice. Won't be able to turn and burn as quickly with that drop as he probably like to. Kenny's going to push up on a Nero, try to get that quick kill. Dragonz has to be worried. Throws out a drop, gets a double, but he trades out and gets the third after the quick switch to the Nasher. Get him one more. Keep going back to the buffet line, boy. Yes, right. Tell him, Blaze. Tell him. Get in his ear.
Just go for it. Okay, I like that play too. All right, he knows not to get lost in his zone. Saws backs up. Just a teammate's help, but they need to be careful, all right? Because UYU will return fire right back at him. But what a great spree of kills coming out of him.
You're going to see Dragonz still alive and still underneath the overpass. Pick up some, I believe, ammo down there, and they're just going to be waiting for this secondary drop to come out. They have full control over this top E hill. TJ's going to get pushed off here after the retake. I mean, that's not even like a map retake. That's a positional retake. They are asserting themselves here in this round. This is going to be probably the last gasp for UYU in this one, trying to force Elevate to make a mistake and maybe throw a life away or two. Powerz will pick up that shock. He's going to rotate it down to the middle of the map. It looks like they're going to try to get this next drop shot spawn in their hands. Praized gets stuck up on by Dragonz for just a moment. Misroll comes out. Praized has one. He needs some help, though. Nero's going to get killed, or Nero's going to kill him. And Xplosive. Double kill for Nero. That should shut UYU down in this round, and this should very well become an Elevate round to win and get one finally on the board.
All right. Now, Elevate, they're in a great position. They're trying to get this drop shot control, but they don't even need it. They got the heals, and there's only one player on the map. Locked in. Elevate gets their first round. Now, we're in the second half. Okay, so that's a good start for them. UYU, they knew not to give up too many respawns. They're going to have to play at that same pace going into these next few rounds where they don't do too much, where they give up complete momentum to Elevate. Because even if this thing gets tied up 4-4, that would not technically mean that Elevate has full momentum, because they can give up a lot of respawns getting to that point. All right. So that's why UYU, even with their 4-round lead, they need to keep making educated plays and not force too many fights early on in the second half.
Drop shot is going to be the pivotal point in this matchup, and when Elevate has won it, the one time they did, they came away with the round. They got to try to come away with it yet again in back-to-back rounds. Flashbangs will be out going for the stuns. They have to be careful not to get incendiary grenade. Powerz is going to try to drop into that area. Might go for a quick pick here. I'm unsure if anybody's going to be able to challenge him because they do already have it down. He's going to be lancered out from that top entrance area. He is going to go down. Here comes the fly-in from Dragonz. Praized might have to sacrifice himself here, but he says, oh, by the way, I got a little Kobe touch for you from the back of the tombstone, getting the kill on him. That was a great job to at least wipe away the drop shot of Powerz momentarily in the round.
All right, so no more drop shot in play, and that's big for Elevate. That's pretty massive, not winning that initial and being able to get rid of that weapon, because they're gonna get they can put themselves in a better position to have a better fight the next time around off the respawn. But UYU may not give them that opportunity. Great plays up top at E. 4 members down, make it 5. That's the map. We're going the distance.
We indeed are going to go the distance. That is 5-1. UYU answer back in scintillating fashion. They will tie this thing up in a very dominating performance, especially off of their initials, and especially applying pressure after the power weapon play early in those rounds. I'm just very impressed with the way they came out in this one. And ladies and gentlemen, we will find the conclusion out to this matchup because it is 1-1. We're going to a map 3, but we're going to have to find it out right after this break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gears Esports Pro League day number 7. We are headed to a map number 3 between Elevate and UYU. And while Elevate took it to a round 9 and come away with a victory on Forge, really putting the stop to a UYU 2-0, they did not find themselves on the positive end of the playbook in map number 2 as UYU finish up a 5-1 dominant performance. Even though our final couple of highlights here are from Dragonz and the rest of Elevate kind of going nuts on UYU for the one round that they did win.
Yeah, and you know, that was a great round for him. It was a nice little highlight there, but it needed way more than that to take map number 2. And now their battle just got tougher as we're about to be heading on over to District. Elevate has not won this map in the Pro League so far this season. On the flip end, UYU, they have just won it one time, and both these squads have just played it once. So, you know, I'm pretty sure that they've made some adjustments since the last time in which they played, and we'll see which way this one goes.
We go to District, Blaze, and it's a map we've really broken down a lot earlier between when Rise ended up playing on it. And it's one of the things where we go back to what we were talking about, whether or not Apricity could take that mid-cut, apply that pressure. I think it almost boils down the same way. UYU is probably going to take more of the Rise role in this, playing defense, setting up, getting hills over kills early on and forcing Elevate to make mistakes. Whereas I think Elevate's really going to play the Apricity Esports role. They're going to try to push the tempo. They're going to try to apply pressure in rounds early and get those staggered out deaths to force UYU to always be playing from behind the 8 ball. So it's bad to say, but it's almost a mirror image of what we got to see in our first matchup. So as we kind of get ready to get things going in this map number 3, what do you see happening? Do you see it much in that same vein?
I do see it happening similar in a sense. I think UYU will win this in an aggressive fashion. I don't think they're going to be too passive against this Elevate squad. They're going to be looking to prove a point. I think they're ticked off. We saw the complete domination on Asylum out of them with that 5-1 victory. Now heading over to District, I think we're going to see a lot of early trip cap dominations in rounds 1, 2, 5, and 6 if we go there. And you know, Elevate, you know, they haven't won this map. I can't remember the last time I saw them play this map, but from the characteristics in which we saw out of this team on Forge and Asylum, they got what it takes to come out victorious. and Dragonz needs to have a big map.
Now you see Powerz lancering out from that mid building, trying to get the Lancer angle on Nero, pushed up across the map. It looks like Elevate might go for a 3-man push home to home here early. TJ is going to be hidden behind that pillar, trying to get some early damage on. They're not going to be able to press him just yet. Shots out from the top. Powerz trying to get the damage on. Will find at least some damage, but not a down or any kind of kills. Xplosive has to pull back. Meanwhile, Kenny is 1-1v1 at that cinema area, so they have the mid-neutral and their home. And it looks like Praized is trying to sneak over to apply the pressure. Here comes Nero into the hill. He's going to go for the break here. A couple of shots on. He'll be downed as he hops. His teammate will be downed as well. Middle of the map. Crabyys has to fly to the B hill to try to get into it. 1 second left. Won't be able to make it. 1-0. UYU take a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, and that was a fantastic link around through the spawn from Praized. He gave his team all the intel he need. He let them know when he was going to walk on top of that hill because nobody knew where he was. But as soon as he stepped on the hill, the push came. In a Mr. Krabs situation was starting to unfold there for the side of Elevate. UYU closes out round number 1. And it looks like secondaries. Oh, I'm about to say, yeah, I was going to say the secondaries are being prioritized first, and that's never really a good play on this map. Any team with extra front spawn loadout is going to have an advantage.
You're going to see both teams, I think, probably go for a bunch of utility in the loadout early in this one and try to basically either play the waiting game, see who puts down the power weapon early, or they'll just continue to build up those positionings, especially at the ATM or the Pagola. If somebody drops it there, you'll see the drop shot go down to the bandstand. It's just a matter of who drops that utility at one of the home hills first. TJ, though, he's going to take over the cinema. He's going to try to Lancer out against Xplosive inside the building. Meanwhile, 3-man push once again. Elevate overloading the home-to-home position, trying to push in and trying to get this decap and put UYU in a bad spot early in the round.
All right, this is a similar strategy in which Elevate kicked off the previous round. This time, they got a more presence in the mid-map. So they don't have to be too aggressive down here at this home hill. They're going to give up this real estate to UYU. They can't give up too much. They got to try to lock Xplosive here in his info, but he's doing a great job safely putting out shots. That down came through on Nero from TJ, and now UYU looking to close out this round. Decapping A. Praized is on a home hill already. The rest of the team of UYU guarding B. They'll die for this B hill too.
There they go. The second hop over doesn't make it in time. Domination ticks on through. First round, a little under a minute. The second round, just over a minute. Coming away and Praized at Xplosive, ladies and gentlemen. No deaths through 2 rounds. Playing perfect so far, but that's probably a caster's curse. We're probably going to get to see their heads get blown off in the first 5 seconds of the next round.
All right, so front spawn, your loadout prioritized. Now, Colin, after watching these last 2 rounds right here, how do you think Elevate needs to switch up their strategy to come out here and take down UYU in round 3? Now we just saw they put the drop shot down too.
It's the changing of the fight, man. It's what Elevate has had to go to. That's their well, basically, and they're going to keep going back to the well. Change up the fight, change up the meta, try to make UYU make a decision about what they want to do in the round and who they're going to be able to rotate around the map. TJ and Kenny are going to be in there first, along with Powerz. Flashes are out early. Gary will have his hand over his eyes for just a moment longer. Kenny tries to come in and get an easy shot on Gary, but Gary answers back, gets the down on him. There's the quick revives out, but multiple shots come in from multiple angles, and Elevate, they'll come away with 3 kills and a drop shot for their hard-earned efforts, and they are going to not stop here. They're pressing up. Xplosive trying his best to get maybe one more kill to force a drop shot out.
But he's got him back into the fight. He finally goes down, did a good job staying alive as long as he could for reinforcements to get there, but he was behind enemy lines there and he got taken out. Now Elevate, with the changing of the fight so far, they have had success in this round, and Crabyys is going to have the drop shot in hand also. They're going to slow this map down. They got juice control also, which is going to be pretty big. Crabyys goes for the play. Trip cap domination coming through. It gets negated, but the flank is there, so he can force it again. And UYU is going to have to concede this unless they get on B. They're at B, so they're good, and they will get their home hill back. Thin margins there.
They got one more 2v1 to kind of win over there at the B hill. They're going to lose TJ. They're going to lose Xplosive. That's the hop over. Powerz will come in. He's going to be able to retake B. The A-Hill still uncapped. They got to get 1 or 2 more kills. They're going to get that down on Nero. Good job there cleaning him up. They're going to have the secondary drop if they can rotate their forces into the correct area. They'll get the 2-to-1 hill cap, and they'll be able to come into this round because, as you can see, Elevate hasn't even touched the 100 marker yet. So this will be a long round indeed unless something tragic happens to one team or the other. But for now, we're going to see both teams posture up for this secondary drop spawn. And we're going to have to figure out who's going to come away with it. Powerz just drops his flash, going for the stun. Somebody has to rotate into the area.
Now, UYU getting set up for this next drop. They're in a great position here, but down low they're in threat of losing their home hill. Big 1v1 going down. Powerz going to charge in here. Now, with that kill being picked up, UYU is actually taking a home hill of Elevate, so that was my mistake. Now, they're going to get this, so Powerz don't have to do too much in this position, but he's winning fights left and right, Colin. That's 2 for him. He sees the 3rd in front, gets a little help from his teammates. And off of that, the domination is going to be threatened, but Kenny is not going to force it.
Kenny's going to back up. He's playing his life. That's what we talked about earlier. Sometimes living your life is much more important than that next kill. And you can see Powerz with the drop shot mid-map. He's got that pistol out in his hand. He's inside the juice. He'll be able to use it wherever he so pleases. 2 shots and 2 rockets to go. You're going to see him basically look around and just wait for the push out of Elevate. I mean, UYU's come back in points already. They're going to be able to sit back, and they're going to force Elevate to make the correct move. Praized is taking a 1v1 in the middle of the map, and he wins it. That's going to slow up the retake by Elevate in this one. Drop shot across the map. We'll get 1 kill. He's going to try to reload. I think he should go for that double kill in the back of the cinema as well.
I think, yeah, just get the call out. Oh, they want to play for it, but Elevate quickly turns around. He should be able to get this kill on Powerz, but Powerz says, no, I'm feeling myself. You guys aren't clutching up. You guys aren't staying in this round. That's 4. That's 3 straight.
That's what, 5-1, now 3-0. That's 8 out of the last 9 rounds.
Yep. And that's UYU here in the second half after losing that first map. They felt ticked off, but man, oh man, you know, they're here.
They are definitely trying to prove a point between maps 2 and 3 here at the ATM. Powerz, he's going to place some more flashbangs down. Elevate didn't wait for UYU to place those flashes to be able to put them opposite side of the map to try to waste the weapon spot of UYU. They placed it down early, and now UYU has loadouts, and they're going to have 2 extra flashes coming into it from the ATM pergola side of the map, and it's going to be a very difficult win for Elevate to come away with that many utility grenades coming into that initial fight.
All right, here we go. This is going to be a big one here if Elevate wants a chance in this series, Colin, because if they don't win this fight, they go down 4-0. I think they're out of it now. Quick pick here by TJ, but Gary makes a big play for Elevate. Now, they still need to be able to win these fights against Kenny and Cole. That's going to be 1. Xplosive in a difficult position. He loses Praized in the middle and goes down. That's 4 members out of here. And UYU will get the respawns in time for the elimination victory not to come through for Elevate. But now they got to put themselves in some positions to be able to rotate around this drop shot, possibly bait out a few shots.
There we see it. Crabyys saying, all right, Xplosive, I don't really want to take myself out of the fight, so you take yourself out of the fight, and you be the power weapon player for now, which I don't think he minds at all, getting to use that drop shot. They're going to have to do basically the same thing that Powerz just did. Find an easy pick or 2, really put the pressure on UYU. If you can get a kill, maybe even 2 around the map, Kenny's going to rotate up, using that Day of the Dead Kate skin and sliding in, trying to find somebody. There's 1 drop. It'll find the kill onto Powerz. Xplosive now has 1 more drop in hand. He's going to try to get this kill, I believe, onto Kenny. Maybe even rotate down and try to stop the home-to-home push, but it's last round of the map, last round of the half, excuse me, and Praized just flies in and wipes Xplosive and that extra rocket away. Great job by them to get that power weapon out of the hands of Xplosive, and now they can kind of slow down, play for the secondary drop spawn, and try to get back into this with the point advantage.
All right, so in a beautiful position right here, UYU. Now, you look at their setup along the map. They got 3 players watching this B hill. They got 2 really pretty much watching the mid lane because 4 is doing double the work here. Now, TJ is going to put himself in a spot to be able to cover the home hill. On the flip end, Elevate the offensive squad. How do they want to break this defensive setup that UYU has locked in? And They're going to try to push through mid-map to distract some people, but UYU gets to jump on them, and they get first blood, and now with the man advantage, they're looking to cross out the remaining members.
Beautiful job by Xplosive flying into that next shot with the Lancer out. Powerz is going to challenge it down low with the home hill, and he's going to win the 1v. The only fight won by Elevate right now is Dragonz in the middle of the map, but Nero will come off of respawn with his last life in hand. Dragonz trying to bounce up. He's going to go down trying to get into the juice. Nobody's really in a position to stop this onslaught from UYU. Nero's going to try to sneak a kill here on Xplosive, and he is going to get the down. Praized tries to get a shot over the cover. But if I am Kenny, rotate in, try to get one of these kills because everybody's on their final life except for Gary, who's already been eliminated, as well as Nero. So now it's 3v5 effective. This looks like it's going to be a 4-0 round count lead for UYU going into the second half, because that is 4 dead. All Dragonz can do is watch his life get wiped away by Powerz, and no rounds given up so far. Map number 3.
Alrighty then. Now, UYU. That's 4 straight rounds for him, Colin. And this is the UYU that we want to kind of see here in that first map. You know, and we got a chance to see them a little bit, but just Elevate, they just feel really good on Forge. It's one of their better maps, and UYU is just weaker on it. But District Asylum, man, even with TJ being on the squad and them not having mental, it's still a map in which all 5 of these players have played a lot. And they haven't dropped a beat on it. They're showing Elevate what they're really made out of.
I mean, 2 of these players won championships on this map in the first season, 4 of them. I don't mean to point that out. I don't want to be the guy to point that out, but I'm just saying.
You know, hey, we just got to let them know. Got to let them know one time.
Actually, the 5 players on this team won. Oh, never mind, not TJ. I was going to say, I keep thinking Mental's still there at some point, but TJ's the only one that hasn't won a championship on this map. Kenny and Powerz, though, they've won 4 out of the 5 in season 1. They didn't win the invitation.
All right, off rip, Elevate with an elimination domination off the start. They make quick work of UYU there, but we saw them doing it in round 5 in the last map also. Okay, they got to do it again in round 6. They do it 2 more times. We'll start having a conversation about them picking up enough momentum to come back in this one.
I was about to say, I was like, again with the deja vu. Oh,
yeah,
there we are. We found ourselves right back in the same spot where Elevate comes out in the second half and they're like, we're winning this round. And UIU's like, all right.
Relax.
That's you got it. You got it, brother. Shock's out. Drop shot still at the cinema. We're going to see. Oh, my God. Powerz 16, 6, and 5.
Damn.
Powerz is 16. What?
Yo, talk about turning up. And talk about being that guy when your team needs you the most, okay? He's coming into this fight third here. He's going to be there to help TJ out, making sure that he can clean up the kills. Now he's going to be supporting for his teammates here in middle, but he knows that he's going to be the closest to get this drop shot, or at least defend it. TJ tries to take this game in his own hands, but he gets back A right there. Luckily enough, his teammate does drop back with the drop shot, and Kenny is able to pick up that last kill. So UYU still in a great position to control a 2-to-1 hill setup, because Elevate, they're down and man in this 3v2, and they're going to slow it down so they can be able to replenish their forces on the field. There
we see Xplosive E-Hill capped up, so they got the 2-to-1 hill advantage. They have the drop in the hands of Powerz. Powerz is sitting in the info now, once again in the area where you can basically rotate around and get any possible kill on the map that you want. Flashes out. You're going to see some people try to rotate around, a couple of posturings. Xplosive now, he's going to get drop shot. He had nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Another life of Xplosive thrown to the wayside by Powerz. And that just slows the time up. You talked about it in map number 1 of our very first matchup. Every kill with the drop is another, 10 to 20 seconds before you can really push up, before somebody can get back into their full position.
Yep.
Oh my God!
Yeah, he ain't wasting no time there, Colin. And depending on the player in which you kill, depending on where he is in your opponent's setup, you're going to buy yourself a little bit more time until somebody can move up and take his position. You know, it's just getting maximum use out of that drop, and there's plenty of ways to do it. And if you kill a teammate, hopefully you take somebody out as well.
Yeah, he trades out. It's basically null and void. It's a 4v4 on the map until Xplosive and Xplosive can come back off of respawn. There's the break of the E-Hill, but they've crossed the 145-point threshold, and they have the pressure up. There's the kill out from Powerz. He's got one more. He's going to try to rotate up and get the kill on Dragonz from behind. Hasn't hit a shot yet. There's the melee and the down. He's got one more in front of him. Not slowing down whatsoever. I believe that is Crabyys trying to rotate out, trying to get onto the UYU side of the map. Powerz going to get called out. Crabyys stuck in the top middle of the map. Xplosive rotating over, trying to get behind them, trying to go for this flank. Here comes Xplosive back A out, hits the first one, and the reaction comes through. Powerz is feeling himself. He is absolutely having a ball and a blast here on map number 3.
Yo, he's just having fun, and I'm pretty sure his teammates are gassing him at this point. Like, turn up, Vic. Turn up. He hasn't slowed down at all. And he's not gonna anytime soon.
See, I mean, he is not. He's in the spawn area. He's right outside the juice. He's gonna watch Dragonz and Xplosive try their hand, but Xplosive is on his last life. Dragonz will get wiped out. If Xplosive dies here, official 5v4 effective. 2 seconds left for the domination. Powerz with another one. Somebody,
bye-bye.
Anybody,
get out of here.
Crabyys left the game.
At least he waved by first, okay? At least he had some manners, Colin.
No, because now I don't get Crabyys stats for this map. Now Crabyys takes a bunch of zeros.
For the other map.
And we didn't get it. I'm taking names. Where's my list?
Take them. We need
give me my list.
Give it.
Somebody give me my pen and my pad.
Somebody getting cold for Christmas, all right, folks? UYU turns up here in map numbers 3 and 2 to let Elevate know who they was really messing with. They close it out, and they got a much-needed win because this squad could not take another devastating loss to a team in which they felt like they were better than.
I mean, they did exactly that, too. They come away with that map 3 victory in just as dominating fashion as map number 2. I am wholly impressed by the way UYU answered back after a round 9 loss on Forge. Once again, if I'm any team on the planet, I'm trying to get Forge and Reactor in our map pool against UYU. It's as simple as that. Stop letting them play District Training Grounds and Asylum. Stop letting them play their bread and butter maps. You got to get them uncomfortable early.
Yeah, you definitely do. And if you're playing against UYU, you definitely want those maps. If you are UYU, you got to just, chalk it up, give it your best effort, and not overthink it. Keep it simple and play for your man advantages and your numbers. One thing that was so beautiful about the former UYU squad is that it felt like no matter what you threw at them, they were always composed. You never felt like they were down and behind. Even when teams won some great rounds on them, it just felt like any fight that they were put into, that they can fight their way out of it.
They found a way to do it, and Powerz, I don't know how you beat UYU when it's literally a Powerz highlight reel. Just
really is.
You know what? My man Meerkat, throw some music on this bad boy and just make it a montage. Throw it up on YouTube real quick.
Okay, I'm about to send something through the Go XLR. We're about to start. Okay, I'm not gonna get no DMCA drops on your channel. Okay, we're not gonna let that happen. All right, I ain't trying to get the text from Ryan like, hey guy, let me holler at you for a second. Okay, don't want it to happen.
Just a slight conversation.
Yeah, yo, can I get your call? In the end, man, Powerz, he did have a little mini montage there in that map, and that's the beauty about having a squad that has that much depth. But one player decides that he's going to take over the game, he can do so.
It definitely is an advantage. I called him the Shinigami way back when. He is still the god of death, if you ask me. And UYU, absolutely fantastic job. 2-1, 5-1, 5-1 to close out the second 2 maps. And also, Blaze, don't worry, I got the list.
Okay, there we go. Because we're keeping it here, all right?
I'm keeping names.
I'm going to be texting
and
you
I'm
names.
chewing bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum, Blaze.
We're going to call all these players out. Prodigy may got a list of his own. We're going to have to get the rest of those names, man. We're going to have to make memes out of these players or something.
That's one man I ain't trying to cross is Prodigy, all right? I've seen how bad he is when it comes to land. That team turned up out of South America. When they came in and represented, I saw how bad he was. I ain't trying to cross Prodigy. Ain't no point in time.
Hey, they had a free fall champion on their team in Dodes. And when it comes down to the only 2 FFA series that we had, it was Dodes and then it was Crow. Maybe one day we'll get the chance to see if we can get an NA champion. But, hey, I'm just waiting for the day that we get to get back on land. But till then, we got this awesome gameplay online.
We've got the best of the best, and we're going to keep rolling right along. But don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We're revving up to our main course of this 4-dish meal we have cooked up tonight. Our next matchup on stream, Noble versus Vanquish. Can the clutch ability of Noble outdo the slaying power of Vanquish? Find out after this.